be very brief. So please put up your hand if you have a question. Courtesy to organizers, we have had an extension of time, so we'll take 2 rounds of questions. Now, for all their support and help, the media will get pride of place. So 2 questions will come from the media first, and then we throw it to the members of the audience. So I see we put Timmy's hand. You can ask your question. Any other media personnel around who wants to ask a question? So 3 people can join Peku and ask questions. But please limit yourself to 1 question. No lengthy preambles. Go straight to the question so you can maximize the time. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Within the last 24 hours, I must say, I've been bombarded with the highest number of figures. As such, I wouldn't ask my question, but I'll ask the question on behalf of Ghanaians. I have seen a video go viral of the Archbishop Duncan William, who was talked about the 2 main political parties in the country, one holding each other when it comes to the development of the economy. Yesterday I asked you, former Deputy Minister Atuforsen, what good you saw in everything that the MPP said. You were blunt with your words. You said, I am not convinced. I didn't see any good in it. And I can trust that if I put the same question to the MP, to national development programs, agendas and the like, you will see eye to eye with each other.
Thank you very much. Please keep the questions brief.
Thank you very much. My question is to
identify yourself, please.
My name is Eden Unity Ghanaian, yes. So to Prof, the free SHS that this current government has implemented, are you okay with it? Would you wish, if should you be the Minister of Education, would you wish it goes the way it is going? I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Mensa Thompson. I'm from ASEPA, civil society organization. Yesterday I was at the town hall meeting and I listened attentively to the Vice President of the Economic Management team. As I was listening, I was trying to make sense of the data and all the economic information that were put out there. And I was trying to understand how the ordinary Ghanaian can relate to all those economic data that were put up. Today I'm here and I'm listening to all the economic data and achievements of the NDC that was being put out here. And I'm asking myself the same question. How does that translate into alternative economic policies that will inspire the people of Ghana hope so that they will vote and bring back the NDC into power? Then secondly, please, I want to find out, yesterday a question was asked about the banking sector.
Question, please. I'm afraid I'll have to overrule you. So let's move to the next question, please.
Thank you.
I'm really pleased to be here. My name is Kofi Secretary. I'm addressing my question to Madam Professor. Is she aware that we have Ghana Technical Transfer Unit in the 10 regions of Ghana? Now we are about 60. Whether you know we have, which is meant for hands-on experience for technical students and those coming from the universities.
All right, thank you.
The second coming, government.
Thank you very much. So we'll take the last question in this round, after which our panel members will attempt to answer, and then we'll come back and take more questions. Please go ahead.
Please, my name is Atarimi Please, my name is Atarimi I would like to ask Madam, we were told by Dr. Baumia that NDC cuts the research payable allowance to the lecturers. How true is it?
All right, thank you very much. The Honorable Fifi Kote will handle the first question relating to bipartisanship and the need to foster unity in addressing national development concerns. The questions directed to Professor Jinan Opogwajiman are self-explanatory, so she will handle them. The Honorable Dinapo will take the question on how these macroeconomic indices reflect in the daily lives of the average Ghanaian.
All right, thank you very much for this. Just a brief answer. I think all over the country there is a call for a certain accommodation of the two parties. And I think it is in the interest of Ghana that we actually get there. I want to say both parties have had some amount of guilt. The most guilty party undoubtedly is the NPP. What NPP seeks to do at every time they have an opportunity is to create the impression that every single thing that has been done by the predecessor government amounts to nothing. It's true that because of the partisanship, there's always a need to want to show that you actually are better than the other. But we have not gone to the level of the NPP. When we took over in 2009 from the NPP, yeah, there were challenges. Of course, we did acknowledge that over the period that they've been in power, positive growth was sustained, just as it was sustained throughout the period, the preceding 8 years of the NDC. We acknowledge that. We acknowledge, however, there were difficulties, and we settled on making sure that we resolve the problem. But look at what our friends have done. In spite of the massive economy that we have actually bequeathed to them, no day has passed without trying to create the impression that everything has been nothing but champagne under the table. I think going forward, both of us should be able, for the sake of Ghana, to learn to accommodate the good things that have been done, and still be able to say that regardless of that, somebody possibly is doing better than the other, but it should be very gentle. And I think that will be very good for Ghana.
So Opogwajiman will take the questions on education.
Thank you very much. Thanks for posing the question. I'm not surprised that you have asked the question of on free SHS, and as if I'm okay with it. As a person, or as a parent, or as a teachers, or as a students, or as a community. And what would we do if we came to power? Former President has already called for a review. And in everything there should be a review. What we did, we started this by introducing progressively free. And in the progressively free package, we targeted these students, and it wasn't by accident. Again, we did our survey. Who are the children likely to go to day schools in this country? What are their backgrounds? How about their parents? And so on. So those were the children we targeted. And in fact, going further, we're going to target even more tightly, because it's not everyone who will send the child to a day school because he cannot afford a boarding school. Maybe there are other reasons. And we thought that all stakeholders should help us, because we didn't have the sense that we had infinite access, or access rather to infinite amounts of money. So yes, we have to review, see what the gaps are, see what the shortfalls are, what are the parents saying, what are the teachers saying, even more importantly, what are the children themselves saying? Why, for example, should this question come up if there were no issues? Because nobody has asked about the progressively free. Precisely because we're able to implement this without any fuss. A lot of people didn't even know we were doing that. And yet the progressively free have targeted almost 500,000 children in this country. And we had also worked on rationalizing the fees to the extent that if you went to a day school, even for first year, the second term fee was going to be about 20 cedis. Because we had absorbed all the fees on the bill that were passed to the students. And this is because, yes, it's nice to go with your chalkboards and all of that. But we felt that if you couldn't afford that, that wasn't a good reason why you shouldn't go at all. And if you were going, you should go to a good one. You should go to a school that's well fitted. And that was why when we designed the E-blocks, we put in 4 solid science labs. There was an integrated lab, biology, chemistry, and physics. There was a library well equipped. There was a computer science. There was a computer lab. The classrooms were not supposed to take more than 40. We designed them and put the furniture there that you cannot expand it. we gave offices to the heads of departments, because I've seen them in the field. He or she has a table, works against a tree, and is marking papers. Why should anybody have to work under those conditions? And of course, we also built the district offices in the new districts that didn't have any of these, to ensure that, we don't do access before we do quality. No, the two must come hand in hand. And our argument was that no matter whether you went to a boarding school, whether you went to a day school, you should get what you need to perform well. And that your parents, background or economic standing shouldn't be a factor why you were not going. Yes, another person asked if I was aware of the technical council. Yes, I am, but it's not set up at the ministry. The Ministry of Education, we work with many ministries. Industry is one of them, dealing with apprenticeship. But we train them before they get to that level. Okay, so that is why at the level of junior secondary school, it's important to introduce some subjects so that you can properly differentiate and diversify the secondary education level. It's not that we can all follow different paths, because we have different interests, we have different talents, we have different capabilities. So that is how I will answer that question. And the third one, that we have slashed research allowance, I don't see, there's no basis in that. No basis at all for that statement. And the records will bear us out. We always budgeted, we always paid. We didn't always pay on time, yes, but we paid. And we never ever slashed any research allowance. Thank you.
So the Honorable Delapo will show how all the figures that have been churned out inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian, at least under the NDC administration led by President John Dramani Mahama.
Just quickly, some of these figures can be deceptive. You don't take the figures in isolation. For instance, if you see a positive balance of payment, it simply means that between us and our foreign counterparts, we sold more than they sold to us. So because we had a bumper in crude production of about 82% growth, you immediately see a positive balance of payment. But you don't end it there. You then go and see the reserve account, or what you call the net reserve. What happened is that when we sell so much crude, it's not all the money that comes to Ghana. Most of the oil companies, the big boys, when they sell, they keep their money there. But then you would have just recorded that this is the amount of crude that left the nation. So then you find out that the NDP will come touting and then blowing their trumpet and look, we are seeing the positive balance of payment. We are doing well. But then, like you said, how does that translate into your life? Because even though you are selling that amount of crude, the money doesn't come to you. Then something like debt to GDP. Japan's debt to GDP is about 100%. It doesn't mean Ghana is doing better than Japan. It's about the revenues you can mobilize to service your debt. And so, like we're trying to explain, I have a 10-acre farm. You have a 20-acre farm. I'm able to harvest 10 bags from my 10-acre farm. You are able to harvest only 8 bags from your 20-acre farm. So if you tell me that your farm is bigger than mine, so you are doing better than me, it will be flawed. You rather have to ask yourself how much you are able to mobilize, how efficient the economy is in terms of producing those kind of revenues that you want. Even interest rates. You see the dollar keeps rising. There is a mismatch between the policy rate and what is really happening in the world. Because in economics, when two currencies are working together or meeting, the country with the higher inflation, your currency must depreciate at a faster rate. So what you see is that foreigners bring in their dollars, they change it into cedis, and they buy our bonds. By the time they take the cedi back to go and buy the same amount of dollars, the cedi would have depreciated by a certain amount. You must give them an interest rate that will cover for that period they've been waiting for.
So if you decide that artificially you want to please Ghanaians by holding the base rate or the policy rate low, when the foreigners begin to take their interest, one, they will not invest in your market again because they would have been arbitrage. It means that they would have lost out by the time they convert back to dollars. That is number one. Number two, we are inviting so much foreigners into the system. So when you pay them their interest, they don't need your cedis. So every month that you are paying them the cedi equivalent in terms of the cedis, they will go looking for dollars to take it back to their investors. That is why we decided that let's empower Ghanaians. So some of these things, you can put up highfalutin figures. You can say that your interest rate is this. In fact, look, in Japan, they have a negative interest rate. When you go and put your money there, by the time you go to take the money, they will deduct some of the money. So we must take policies and look at figures that relate to you, the ordinary Ghanaian. Let's look at figures and relate it to your living condition. When we say that the economy is expanding, is it because it is expanding based on cocoa production, based on one village, one dam, based on one district, one factory? Not when you see a bumper harvest or a jump in terms of crude oil production, then you begin to celebrate. It will show when you are servicing your debt. And that's why when Adongo was showing the figures, you saw a jump in terms of how much we are using to service our debt, and we are spending less on capital expenditure, we're spending more on goods and services. When you do that, it depends your economy, because you must invest in the infrastructure of your economy to anchor the economy and make it resilient. If your economy, the fundamentals are good, I am telling you, when the exchange rate hits you, you can withstand it to a certain level. But when it's weak and the exchange rate hits you, you will see the level of depreciation we are witnessing as far as the city is concerned. And so that is how I would explain it as far as that sector is concerned.
I need to announce that the former president and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be giving some brief remarks after the next round of questions. So stay tuned. Please put your microphone and ask the question. Very quick, so we can maximize the time. Just one question, please.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Kafui Jamepe from Ho Central. Now, the impression was given yesterday that no single road network had been constructed in the Upper West region. Sorry, Upper East region. I want a member of the panel to debunk that assertion. And following up from that, I want to ask the main speaker, would you, Honorable Isaac Adongo, avail yourself of an opportunity to debate Bawumia one-on-one on the stage? And look forward to that debate very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Shall we have some quiet, please?
Thank you for the opportunity. Please, my question goes to the financial minds, the financial team. Well, the figures we've seen have shown that our currency is not performing well. We are fourth in the whole world and then the worst performing in Africa. Now, I want to find out, with what is happening in Ghana right now, we live in a country where we quote everything in the United States dollars. To the extent that we even read our budget in the United States dollars. I want to find out from the financial minds that allowing us to trade or exchange currencies or allow foreign currencies to trade hands in our country, does it have an effect on the depreciation of our city? Or is it a fundamental factor as the popular word in town right now?
Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Frank Afo. My question goes to... My name is Frank Afo. My question goes to the former education minister. Madam Prof, I would like to ask, is our Ghana education system facing any challenges? If yes, what are the solutions you have for us? Thank you.
So Martin of TV3 will have the last word as far as questions. Shall we have some silence, please?
My name is Martin Esedudati from TV3, a member of the MG group. The question goes to the Deputy Finance Minister, former. The newly announced benchmark valuations, according to you, are illegal, and Ghana thus stands the risk of a ban. Those were the words. Can you clarify that? And does that mean that there are no positives at all from the reductions that were announced yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin. The Honorable Kwame Abuja, who is a ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament, will answer the question relating to claims that not a single road was constructed under the NDC by Dr. Bawumia yesterday.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. I'm sure Dr. Bawumia was using his GPS looking for the road, so obviously he will find the road. The GPS is very faulty. As a matter of fact, there are over 18 road projects active in the Upper East region as of the time we left office. The truth is that Dr. Bawumia's government suspended majority of the projects. Some of them were due to start. When you award contract, you need to give some time for mobilization before the contract actually started. Many of those roads were part of the enhanced project, which by his kindness, the president agreed, which that was also supposed to benefit. But you notice, immediately they came to power, they said they were doing a review, and they suspended almost all those projects. So while Dr. Bawumia suspended the project, he was still looking for the project. So unfortunately, he couldn't. But there are many projects that you could see, obviously. You could see roads like Bonga Boku Road, which was a project that was active. Many of them, if I want to start mentioning them, in fact, there was asphaltic overlay in many of the city, towns and cities. The Kausavi and the Pavu, Bagri area to Laurent Road. There's a rehabilitation of Dongwin and then Babile area road. In fact, there are so many roads that were going. But there's something that the public must be aware of. They are hinging all their hopes on Sino Hydro to build a road in this country. That's just 400 and something million. The world must be aware that that project is hyper-inflated. You are aware when they came to Parliament, even a shot of picture like what my father have just taken is $60. A shot of picture to take project pictures was $60. In fact, to get the site to do one of the projects in the information minister's backyard, Protis Legon, was $700,000. Land at, how do you call it? The information minister is $700,000. So when it comes to road and infrastructure, there's only one name on the block in Ghana. That is His Excellency Dramani Mahama. As a matter of fact, the trajectory on which our roads were before President Mahama left, by now, we should have been somewhere that you would see roads almost everywhere. But sadly, as we speak, I am not aware of any road started by MPP and completed in 2 years. I am not aware. So let's get it clear. It is not true. It's one of the lies Dr. Bawumia told that there's no road project in Upper East region. That is not true. In fact, there was supposed to be one leading towards Walawale, which is stopped. How can you see a road project which you have stopped?
Thank you very much. We'll handle two questions. The first one relates to the effect of trading foreign currency on our economy, and the second one relates to whether or not there are any positive outcomes from the supposed 50% reduction in benchmark values and 30% reduction in the calculation of imports of vehicles.
Thank you. Felix, let me start with the last question and to quote the Customs Act 2015, Act 891. And to be specific, I'm quoting from Section 67 of the Act. And Section 67(1), Customs Valuation, states that for customs purposes, customs value is the transaction value or the price actually paid or payable for goods imported into the country, except in cases where provision is specifically made for another method of determining customs value. And the provisions, the exceptions are in Section 68. And the exceptions are only for risk management purposes. Because as I said, this Act, Act 891, makes the introduction of benchmark value or benchmark valuation illegal. This was done under the NDC, and we insist that
under the NDC, we put in place measures to abolish benchmark valuation. Because at the time, Ghana was not compliant under the World Customs Organization and World Trade Organization. So in order for us to be compliant, we have to come out with this act to ensure that we become compliant and also to outlaw it. Unfortunately, my opinion, I think, because it is illegal for us to implement or use benchmark valuation, as we speak, benchmark valuation should not even be used as a way of assessing customs or import duties. So I see no reason why government has decided to instead reduce it by half, but rather what they should do is outlaw it completely, because benchmark valuation is illegal, it's against World Customs Organization, it's against World Trade Organization. I think I've given you the mathematics already. Clearly what I've seen is that that is not going to impact on the bottom line. Import duties are not going to be reduced by 50%, contrary to the claim. If you are to clear your car from today, the prices are not going to come down by 30%. I think I've said that from the mathematics that we have done, we can tell you confidently and project confidently that about 80% of the goods will not see any reduction at all. The impact will be zero. The remaining 20% of the goods, the reduction is between 0% to 5%. Even up to the 5%, we can project further that by the end of the 6 months from now, that 5% will come to zero because of the cedi depreciation, and in the end, by the end of the year, the 5% will tend to be an increase rather. So I only want to caution once again to Ghanaians that nothing is going to happen on the back of that. We shouldn't celebrate. It's another trick by the government as always. And then finally on the other, I think he asked a question on the exchange rate. I don't think you want to find out the effect on using dollar in the economy. Clearly there is an effect, because we all know that the only legal tender for Ghana is the currency, Ghana cedi. The cedi is the only legal tender in our country. So one cannot use dollar, obviously, for the purposes of trading. But because we all agree that we live in a country that inflation goes up and comes down, as a result sometimes because of government policies, what we are saying is that we know businesses oftentimes quote their price in US dollars as an indexation. We in NDC in the year 2014 decided to outlaw or abolish the use of indexation for the award of government contracts. And so in the past, you could see that clearly government of Ghana would have award contract indexing it to the US dollars. So in effect, you are paying US dollars. But under President Mahama, we decided to outlaw that because the government decided to start. But unfortunately, we have seen a resurfacing of indexation in government contracts. This government has started indexation by indexing every contract to the US dollars. They claim they are abolishing sole sourcing, but sole sourcing is going up. They claim they are going to abolish indexation, but indexation is going up. So for us, we can only tell you that at the NDC, we outlawed it, but dollarization of the currency is going on under this administration. At the time, the currency is depreciating. So I would be surprised that the currency is suffering. But I can also say that that is not the only reason why the currency depreciates. In fact, it can be one of the small reasons, but the bigger ones are what we've discussed. And I think Isaac talked about it. We talked about debt servicing. We talked about the fact that the investors are losing confidence in the Ghanaian economy. I mean, just imagine, in the year 2017, government decided to borrow an amount of $2.25 billion US dollars from one investor, Franklin Templeton. If you are not careful and you upset Franklin Templeton, Franklin Templeton will move $2.25 billion US dollars from the economy. That is more than the cocoa proceeds. In fact, it is almost more than the entire Euro bond money that came to the economy, the $2 billion. So you have to be careful when you have that kind of concentration, almost 68% of your debt instrument being held by foreigners. If you are not careful and you don't actually please them or get them to be comfortable, and if they decide to leave the economy, the impact can be very severe. And that is exactly what we are seeing in the economy. So clearly, the government is missing something. We've asked them some few questions. They decided to avoid the questions.
We heard the Vice President, we heard the Finance Minister when he came to Parliament that he's asking some of us from the minority to now go and join them and to help them in solving some of the problem. It shows clearly that this government has lost touch. They are acknowledging that they have failed and they do not have solutions. But we are ready to help them, apart from to say that it will be a waste of time, because we all know what the problems are. Thank you.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana yesterday sought on wobbly, broken legs to extricate himself from huge public backlash after his misleading claims of the past quarter preliminary. He asked for fact-based presentations on the economy, and the NDC finance team has given him one. Hopefully, the myth stands shattered and the truth stands elevated. Let me thank sincerely our resource persons for enlightening us and enriching the conversation around the state of the Ghanaian economy and other sectors.